In an interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Khloe Kardashian revealed how much each family member gets paid for starring on the reality show. Now, Khloe confirmed long-standing speculation that everyone in her family, including Kris Jenner, Kourtney Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and Kylie Jenner, all get paid equally for their Hulu reality show, The Kardashians. Now, when host Alex Cooper asked Khloe if it was true that you and your sisters are all paid the same amount on The Kardashians, during a lightning round of questions on the April 16th episode, Khloe said true. In a follow-up question, Alex asked Khloe if she and her family members, all of whom serve as executive producers on the series, are allowed to cut any footage that you don't like. Yes, Khloe says, but it's more vanity things that we would cut, she added. Khloe noted that her mom will occasionally request a cut, and Khloe emphasized that her storylines more or less air as they happen. As she noted, there are plenty of more substantial moments involving herself that she would have loved to cut from the series but didn't. I mean, trust me, she says with a laugh. I would have cut way other I've never cut anything crazy. Now, with all of these sisters getting paid the same, it kind of makes sense why Kim has gotten mad at Kourtney over the years for not being on the show as much and not being open, because they're all being paid the same amount, even though Kim is usually the one who does the most work. Khloe has called out her older sister Kim about her parenting style and being a hypocrite. Now, the two sisters were caught fighting in an episode of their show, and their mother Kris Jenner even got involved, and she's on Khloe's side. In the episode, Kim explained that her daughter North was in China with her father Kanye, and Kim had been video chatting with her. Now, while Khloe doesn't interrupt Kim checking in with her daughter, she says in a confessional, "You're the one, not even a year ago, is fighting with me for saying goodnight to my child, and you were on the phone with North for a couple of hours." Now, clips are then played where Kim can be seen aggressively schooling Khloe on maintaining a healthy distance from her children every now and then. "Get away from your kids, live your effing life," Kim says. Then Kris speaks up and says, "We've spent more than half the trip on the phone with your children. You gave her so much for checking in with her kids," said Kris. Now, Khloe immediately added, "For 3 minutes, like I made sure they were short because I didn't want to be rude." But yeah, I totally understand Khloe's frustrations with this, and it's good that she called Kim out. Khloe also revealed that her family has a hard time trusting people. Why? Well, Khloe says her former personal therapist betrayed her and leaked guarded secrets from her private life during her troubles with her then-husband, Lamar Odom. Khloe revealed in a new interview that she sought help in 2013 as her relationship with Lamar was not looking good. Now, Khloe and Lamar were reported in the news to have been in private couples counseling for months at a time. Now, although Khloe did not detail who the mental health provider was, she did tell Bustle that she has no doubts as to what private information was released. The reality star said, "I remember I was going to therapy, and the next thing I knew, something private I told my therapist was on a tabloid. And I knew that my therapist disclosed this information to a tabloid because there's no way this could have gotten out there." She added, "It was very jarring and sort of unbelievable, but there's not a chance in the world that it came from anywhere else." So, due to this, she left her therapist, but wow, I can't imagine having to go through something like that. Therapists have a duty to protect their clients, and this one just did the opposite. Khloe Kardashian just revealed that her brother Rob Kardashian might make an appearance on their reality show again. Now, Rob joined his family on Easter Sunday as her sister Kim posted a photo of all of them on her Instagram. Easter 2025, Kim captioned the post, "I couldn't get all the sisters, kids, aunts, cousins, and laughs in this pic, but the memories are so real. Happy Easter, everyone." Now, Rob brought his daughter Dream, who's 8, whom he shares with his ex Blac Chyna. Now, fans flooded Kim's comments with kind sentiments about Rob, who has stayed out of the limelight for years. But now, in a new interview, Khloe says he might make a return to the spotlight. Khloe teased her brother's possible return to reality TV during a panel with Scott Disick at Hulu's inaugural Get Real House event in Beverly Hills on Tuesday, April 22nd. When asked if she thinks Rob will make another rare appearance on The Kardashians, Khloe said, "I really do. I always have my faith and confidence in Rob." So it seems like fans will have to keep an eye out for him. Now, Khloe is not one to sit there and let someone drag her sister's name, So in 2022, when Kanye West brought an issue about Kim to social media, Khloe had none of it. Now, Kanye claimed that Kim basically kidnapped their daughter Chicago. "You are lying and are liars," he wrote on social media. "Y'all basically kidnapped Chicago on her birthday so she could remember her father not being there. Travis Scott gave me the address of my child's party. That's how y'all play with black fathers." But Khloe hit back at Kanye online, saying, "I don't want to do this on social media, but you keep bringing it here. You are the father of my nieces and nephews, and I'm trying to be respectful, but please stop tearing Kimberly down and using our family when you want to deflect." Now, Khloe also implied that Kanye's repeated references to being excluded from Chicago's West birthday party were made up by the rapper. Again, with the birthday narrative, she continued, "Enough already. We all know the truth, and in my opinion, everyone's tired of it. You know exactly where your children are at all times, and you wanted separate birthdays. I have seen the text to prove it, and when you've changed your mind and when you wanted to attend, you came," she said. Now, Khloe has just admitted that both her sister Kim and her mom Kris knew of instances in which her exes Lamar Odom and Tristan Thompson cheated on her. Kim has known about the cheating. "I think both of the cheating stuff. I think Kim found out first," Khloe said during an episode of Call Her Daddy, "which is crazy. And then my mom with my ex-husband, she knew things before I did and had to tell me," Khloe said. Now, Kim was famously on camera when she learned about Tristan cheating on Khloe while she was pregnant with her first child, True Thompson. "When Kim found out that Tristan was cheating on me, she was about to sit down for Keeping Up interviews, and it happened when she was in the interview chair," Khloe recalled. "I don't know if as much would have been shown if that's not how it was unfolding in real time. We just happened to be filming all the effing time," she said. Now, while obviously upsetting, Khloe was glad that her family found out and told her. "I would rather a family member than a stranger. I don't like that any of this stuff happened, but I would rather it them. I'm not someone that gets mad at the messenger," she said. And finally, Khloe is the main reason why people know about her family's affiliation with the disgraced music mogul Diddy. When Khloe was in high school, she actually interned with Diddy. She was with him in the studio and helped him with his show Making the Band. Now, Khloe has been very open about her friendship with Diddy, as she had him on an episode of her show Cocktails with Khloe in 2016, where the pair reminisced about their past. Now, Khloe also spoke with her sister Kourtney about Diddy's parties and just hanging out with Diddy in general. Khloe has also made many posts online talking about Diddy parties. She took to Instagram back in 2019 to share a series of pictures from a Diddy party, and she captioned the post, "Nothing like a Diddy party." In the pictures, she was seen posing alongside the rapper and her sisters, Kim and Kylie Jenner. Now, fans have been commenting on the pictures following P. Diddy's arrest, saying that the post hasn't aged well and should probably be deleted. But the thing is, it's still up on her page today.
There's a popular theory circulating online that Beyonce has a clause in her contracts or agreements with other artists that require them to publicly thank or acknowledge her during their performances or acceptance speeches. However, there's no concrete evidence to support this claim. But let me dig into this and then you decide for yourself. There have been several instances that have contributed to this speculation. The craziest one for me is Adele. So during the 59th annual Grammy Awards in 2017, Adele won the award for Album of the Year for 25. In her speech though, she thanked Beyonce saying, "I can't possibly accept this award and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce. And this album to me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental and so well thought out and so beautiful and so soul-bearing. And we all got to see another side to you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that. And us artists here adore you. You are our light. And the way you make me and my friends feel, the way you make us stand, and the way you make us want to do better. I love you. I always have, and I always will." Her heartfelt tribute to Beyonce sparked a standing ovation and praise from the audience. And while many's interpreted it as a strong gesture of admiration, respect, and solidarity, many thought it was just strange and frankly too much. Get this though, it gets like astronomically weirder because she then went on and broke her Grammy in half to give to Beyonce, like the other half, like a real Mean Girls crown moment. Like dedicating your whole speech to someone else is already nasty work, but like breaking your Grammy, at that point, girl, just just go ask her to be your mom. And did, because she actually also said at the end of her speech that she wants Beyonce to be her mom. Moving on, so at the 2023 Grammy Awards, Lizzo took home Record of the Year for About Damn Time and was met with massive applause from the crowd. During her acceptance speech, she went on to address Beyonce. She said her sister helped her get out of literature class in the 5th grade to go see Beyonce perform. She followed it by saying, and she sang that gospel medley, and the way she made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music, so thank you so much. You clearly are the artist of our lives. Beyonce seemingly was brought to tears and the crowd to their feet cheering. But this wasn't as intense as Adele, but still, nonetheless, it fed into the theories that Beyonce forced her to do this. At this point, I'm ready to say thanks to Beyonce myself. Although this next incident is a little different, it's still so absurd and has been talked about millions of times throughout the years, so I want to touch on it briefly. Yes, the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards incident between Kanye West and Taylor Swift. In case you've been living under a rock, allow me to quickly give you some context. So, West storms on stage and interrupted Swift's acceptance speech for You Belong With Me by taking the microphone out of her hand and saying, yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you, I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. This incident is considered to literally be one of pop culture's biggest moments in history. But the theories around it years later are very interesting. A viral TikTok conspiracy theory suggests that Kanye stopped Taylor from being influenced by Diddy, but there's no proof to that, of course, but many think also it was just Kanye being Kanye, but some think Kanye's interruption was intended to protect Swift from being involved with Diddy. He was apparently trying to create a rift between Beyonce and Swift, as she had close ties with Diddy at the time. Now, many TikTok users believe West knew about Diddy's allegations of preying on younger artists and wanted to keep Taylor Swift away from him and Beyonce's influence. One Twitter, or X user, attempted to explain the theory and wrote, "This Diddy thing is making people go insane. The conspiracy theories got me weak. They saying Beyonce was gonna unalive Taylor Swift, so Kanye saved her when he interrupted her on stage. But hey, I've never seen so many positive Kanye comments in a while, so a win is a win." Another user wrote, "Now I see it. He's not angry at Taylor, he's stressed. You people, listen now, search up how many artists were saying that stuff for Beyonce." And because Kanye knew what was going on, he said it to protect her just in case. And that wax figure, it was all for publicity to make up beef so the true dark reason won't see the light. Of course, there's absolutely no proof that supports these claims, but it is food for thought, right? The most recent viral thanking of Beyonce incident happened at the People's Choice Country Awards, where Shabuzi, who's known for his hit song titled A Bar Song, which by the way skyrocketed to the Billboard Hot 100, making a milestone for the artist who is actually known for blending country and hip hop. When he accepted his award for Best New Artist of 2024, during his speech, he went on to thank several people, but upon concluding it, he said, and I quote, "Thanks for you, the Empire, for being the best independent label partner any artist could ask for. And thank you, Beyonce, you're amazing." His lack of elaboration left some fans wondering why he said it at all. The simple "you're amazing" leaves so much to discuss. How is she amazing? What has she done for you? Why are you thanking her? He really made it so short that it was the perfect potion to add to the cauldron of TikTokers believing that these celebs are forced to thank her. And one person even said it's like he gave that whole speech, remembered last minute that he has to thank Beyonce or else. Thanked her quickly to save face and then walked off stage. And the scary part about all these people thanking Beyonce is when they do, they look like they're terrified. And what these TikTokers are saying is that Beyonce wields so much power that anyone who kind of treads on her turf is seen as a threat. And they've either got to bow down or they must be eliminated. Basically everyone who accepts an award, whether they're up against Beyonce or not. Now, weirdly though, everybody has been thanking Beyonce over the years when they're not even associated with her. Some fans said, well, is there any evidence pointing to the people being unalive due to not bowing down to Beyonce? Someone actually pointed out that one person who didn't thank Beyonce when she won a Grammy was Amy Winehouse. And yikes, she passed away the very next year. Also, Aaliyah also passed when she was entering the scene around the same time as Beyonce, and both were almost neck and neck when it comes to being the most up-and-coming star. Many think she falls victim, and to be quite honest with you, Aaliyah was actually more popular than her and on a trajectory to being the bigger star. Aaliyah was the princess of pop, but Beyonce wanted to be queen. Many say if Aaliyah hadn't passed away, Beyonce would be nothing today. Well, maybe not nothing, but like definitely not as big as she is now. And let me give you some chills real quick. What's really creepy is that it was alleged at the time that Jay-Z was involved, or at least wanted to be involved with Aaliyah intimately. But Aaliyah was actually dating Jay-Z's friend Damon Dash, who, by the way, would go on to say that Jay-Z is a deceitful man. Now, on the fateful day of Aaliyah's passing, Aaliyah actually called Damon Dash and said she didn't feel good, something was off, and her intuition was telling her not to get on the plane. And apparently, Dash told her, you know you have to. Apparently, and also according to a book written by Kathy Landoli titled Baby Girl, sources said Aaliyah apparently was given a sleeping pill and carried onto the plane, like unconscious, before the fatal crash even happened. But what's wild is that Aaliyah was super hesitant to get on, and even knew the plane was over limit, and knew the plane would struggle to handle 8 passengers with her bodyguard, who weighed alone over 300 pounds. She continued to protest, and that's when she was given the pill to basically calm down. So let that run a chill down your spine. It's crazy to think that so many people who have passed on had some sort of tie to Beyonce and Jay-Z, but also that so many people to this day continue to fear Beyonce and her power. What are your thoughts on all of this though? Is this just a bunch of conspiracies, or are these TikTokers like really onto something? Have you thanked Beyonce today? Chris Evans is first, and I'm taking the title literally with this first one. This actor is best known for playing Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, in 2020, fans got an unexpected treat after the actor shared some very personal photos of himself online. Evans accidentally posted a nude photo of himself on Instagram. The photo was quickly deleted, but of course it was screenshotted and shared widely online. Evans later poked fun at the incident on Twitter, saying, "Now that I got your attention, vote." The incident was trending on Twitter, and several jokes and memes were made. Some fans thought he did it on purpose, and some thought it was likely just honestly an honest mistake. One person online had a question to everyone though that said, do you guys think that there's a double standard in the regards to how men are treated when they leak nudes versus how women are treated when the same thing happens? Because from my point of view, women, when something like this does happen, are given a more hostile approach. However, in regards to Chris Evans, his fans were really great from what I've seen. They filled Chris Evans searches with photos of Chris and puppies with masks on, anything they could do to divert the attention. There seems to be a general consensus that what happened to him was really crappy. However, when female celebrities, risky photos were to leak, then there would be such a mixed bag of, opinions. That person does make a good point, and most people agreed that there is a double standard in Hollywood. What do you guys think? Kanye West is next. This American rapper and fashion designer is no stranger to public meltdowns, scandals, controversy, and whatnot. We can't seem to escape him, and honestly, I think we're all so tired, are we not? But back in 2020, West accidentally revealed his private conversations with Taylor Swift about her song Famous on Snapchat. Now, the conversation showed West asking Swift for permission to use the lyrics, which contradicted, Swift's previous claims that she had never given permission. Swift called the leak a character assassination. She also said that she was never given the full story or played the song. In clips that were posted to Twitter at the time, the rapper is heard asking Swift to release his new song to her Twitter account after telling Swift he included a very controversial line about her, in the song. West then tells Swift he's been mulling over the lyrics for 8 months and warns her, that it's gonna be a little Eminem a little bit, and to brace yourself for a second. After Famous was released in February of 2016, Swift's reps said the singer declined and cautioned him about releasing a song with such a strong misogynistic message. Taylor was never apparently, made aware of the actual lyrics. Kim would then go on to call Taylor a snake and said that she was made aware. Honestly, the whole thing was so messy. I actually do remember watching it on Keeping Up, and I was just as confused then as I am now. Jay-Z, this rapper and entrepreneur known for also being Beyonce's husband, is another celebrity who accidentally exposed his secrets online. In 2011, Jay-Z accidentally tweeted his private conversation with Kanye West about their album, Watch the Throne. The conversation revealed the two rappers' creative process and their opinions on each other's music. Nothing too crazy there, but he definitely tried to delete those tweets. Britney Spears. This 90s icon has been open about her struggles with mental health. However, in 2007, Spears accidentally revealed her psychiatric evaluation on her website. The evaluation showed that Spears had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and had been experiencing psychotic episodes. While these diagnoses, should be by now normalized, I do agree. Well, at the time, and for someone with Britney's status, it was not ideal to have this exposed to the world. It only made her a little more on edge, and well, we all know how that next decade went for her, so case in point. Justin Bieber. In 2019, Justin Bieber posted an Instagram story calling out the Daily Telegraph for misspelling his name in a headline, writing, "How are you gonna spell my name wrong after all these years? Haha." However, fans quickly noticed his search history was also included in that photo, which showed pages on Selena Gomez's Coachella performance. Bieber, who, of course is married to Hailey Bieber, had notably dated Gomez when they were both really young stars. He then commented saying that video of Selena singing Taki Taki came up after my wife and I watched my Coachella performance. Obviously, she's gonna be in the related category. To fans and people who think I'm maliciously trying to start crap, grow up. So it doesn't seem like he was searching for her deliberately, but you know how social media is. So of course they took this and ran about 5 miles with it. Hailey Bieber, she once accidentally followed a Selena Gomez fan page back in November of 2018. She then very quickly unfollowed it, with the fan account posting a screenshot of Hailey messaging her in her DMs saying, "Hey, followed you by accident, so sorry." Fans thought she was trying to stay up to date on Selena's activity since she used to date Justin Bieber. Now, Hailey and Selena have had a rumored, feud in the past, but both shut down those rumors on social media lately. Now, fans of Gomez actually flooded the comment section, leading the person behind the account to actually turn off the ability to reply and comment. The Instagram user wrote, "I turned off comments because y'all are going off. Can y'all stop hating? Just that. I feel bad for the times I've shaded her, and that's that. Jeez." Travis Barker. While Travis Barker did mention the name Rocky as a contender for his child with Kourtney Kardashian Barker during her pregnancy, the name was not confirmed until after he was born, except the name had actually been confirmed months earlier if you looked at Instagram stories from the baby shower. By zooming in on one photo, viewers were able to spot a note on a wishing tree addressed to Rocky, which read, "My baby Rocky, have a life filled with love." Kylie Jenner. Back when 17-year-old Kylie Jenner was only rumored to be dating Tyga, who is 7 years older than her, she appeared to reveal their relationship by posting a photo on Snapchat with the rapper, which was of course quickly deleted. Now, the controversial relationship, was eventually soft launched by Tyga on Instagram, with Kanye West and Khloe Kardashian appearing to actually confirm the relationship rumors in interviews. Robin Thicke. This wasn't posted by Robin, but still, at a VMA after party, Robin Thicke actually took a photo with a fan. Her name is Lana Scalaro. After the photo was uploaded, people started to notice that you could see Thicke grabbing Scalaro's backside in the mirror behind them, which Scalaro actually then confirmed did happen. Thicke, who never addressed the photo once, was married to Paula Patton at the time. The photo made waves online, contributing to Thicke's status as just a controversial figure. Thicke and Patton would later divorce, with many people saying it was that incident that caused their separation. Katy Perry. Back in 2015, Katy Perry posted a video of her dog on Instagram and Twitter. What she didn't realize was that the dog's tag showed her phone number and was visible in the video. Perry quickly deleted the video and deactivated her number after receiving so many calls from fans, of course. So many people took to Twitter to alert her, and some fans said they didn't even notice. Nevertheless, as a celebrity, having your personal phone number exposed, I would imagine, would be the worst case scenario. Last step is Howie Mandel. Howie accidentally told the world about his OCD diagnosis on Howard Stern's radio show in the late 90s. A guest had apparently touched the door after touching their private area, and Mandel did not want to touch the door with his hands. He said, "They thought it was funny, and I get it. I think it's funny too, to try to get me to touch the door, but I started having a panic attack. Because he's a friend, I said, please, Howard, I've been diagnosed with something called OCD. I'm medicated, and if you don't open the door now, I can tell that you're gonna have to call 911. They opened the door, but then Mandel realized the show was still broadcasting live. He had not yet told the public about his OCD. He walked outside devastated after that happened, and he was thinking, this was the end, and I didn't know what to do. I was contemplating running straight into traffic in Manhattan Manhattan there, standing on the sidewalk, when somebody came up to me and said, "Are you Howie Mandel?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I just heard you on Howard Stern." "Me too. I suffer from it too. And it was so good to hear you talk." Mandel then, started receiving letters from others thanking him for speaking on this condition. He would later become much more open about it. So a happy ending with that one after all. Justin has long struggled with his mental health. Justin has been open about struggling with anxiety, as it's something he developed growing up in the spotlight. Apparently, he's been struggling with it recently again too. A source said Justin has been struggling for the last couple of years, and a significant part of that is down to his worry about being in certain public situations, the source said. Now, he has built up a deep fear of being out in spaces with lots of people and has a deep-seated worry about large crowds. That is one of the reasons why he's not done any touring for a while. Justin focused on trying to heal and get better by staying away from too many outings away from his home, where he would have to mix with strangers, and that in turn has made him borderline reclusive at times. Not to mention, Justin has admitted to being addicted to different medications and alcohol in the past. Justin eventually decided he wanted to get sober when he felt like he was dying. Now, being candid, he said, "My security and stuff would come into my room at night to check my pulse." Now, people don't know how serious it got. It was legit crazy scary. That's what he said. Scooter Braun, Bieber's longtime manager, called, ages 19 to 21 his dark period. Justin then became clean, but he's worried fans, that he's using again now. He's posted some very concerning content on social media, and fans think that, he might have relapsed again, which is not good. Justin Bieber's relationship with Diddy has been raising concerns ever since Diddy was arrested. Diddy has been arrested for running a crime ring for decades, and many different people have sued him for being mistreated and taken advantage of by him. Justin was close with Diddy at one point, and it has people thinking he might have been a victim of Diddy's. At one point, Justin spent 48 hours alone with Diddy. Now, what happened during those 48 hours, nobody really knows, but the thing is, Justin posted about it on his YouTube page. In this video, Diddy says he's having 48 hours with Diddy, where we are hanging out, and what we're doing we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a dream. I don't have legal guardianship of him, being Bieber, but for the next 48 hours he's here with me and we're gonna go full crazy. Now, this is just weird. It's been said that Justin might have been working with the police to bring down Diddy. Yep, footage has resurfaced of Justin and Diddy reuniting in 2021, and it has people questioning if Diddy thought that Justin was working with the feds. In the video, it shows Diddy getting out of a car and approaching Justin, giving him a hug before patting him down on his chest and torso a few times. The video has been posted in 2021 by Justin himself on his Instagram, but people are now thinking that Diddy was patting Justin down to see if he was actually wearing a wire. Now, the fact that Diddy thought he was wearing a wire says a lot. It seems like Justin and Diddy spent a lot of time together over the years, and while it appeared innocent, dark things could have happened behind closed doors that we just had no idea about. Justin Bieber grew up in the spotlight young, and it affected him negatively a lot. In 2020, while speaking with Apple Music's Zane Lowe, he said, "It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone telling me they love me, and turn their back on you in a second." He then added that he wanted to protect Billie Eilish, who rose to fame young and quick like Justin did himself. He said, "I just want to protect her. I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody." He added that he hopes he could be, a good example for her. He basically said, "If she ever needs me, I'm gonna be there for her. I'm just a call away." Now, him saying this almost just proves that he went through so much that he regrets. Speaking about his personal struggles that were made public as he was growing up, he said that at some points, it was bad, it was dark. Think about how young I was and how impressionable, and you have everybody telling you how awesome you are at all times. That's what he was explaining. He said, "I just want people to understand the psychology of why I potentially could have problems in my life." Justin also confessed that he has been, kind of reliving in the shame and, all of this sort of stuff that's been brought up in his past. Now, Justin was in a highly publicized relationship with Selena Gomez for many years, but he actually cheated on her multiple times. There's even rumors that he cheated on her with Hailey. Fans were pretty shocked when Selena's BFF Taylor Swift seemingly confirmed that the singer had cheated on Selena at one point when she liked a super shady post about it on Tumblr. Now, during her public feud with Justin and his manager Scooter Braun at the time, Taylor liked a post that read, "We haven't got to communicate our differences. You cheated on her best friend and then publicly sided with the man who made revenge blank against her. Was she supposed to invite you over for tea? F out of here." Selena has also also alluded to him cheating on her in her music as well. According to insiders, Justin's management team worked tirelessly to keep these rumors from surfacing, spending millions of dollars on legal fees and non-disclosure agreements to keep the women involved quiet. In some cases, it was said that women were actually paid off to deny the allegations and sign contracts that prevented them from speaking publicly. It seems like Justin doesn't like his wife too much. When Hailey and Justin are out in public, it really seems like he does not care about her. This has been shown in many videos from the paparazzi, as he once hilariously shut down a car door basically on Hailey, who was getting out behind him, and the other time he ran away from paparazzi skateboarding away without Hailey. Now, to make things worse, she ran to catch up to him and she fell. And Justin didn't even help her get up. In 2022, during an interview with Apple Music's Ebro Darden, shared exclusively with People at the time, Justin opened up about his mental health journey and some of the harder truths his marriage, has helped him to face. He said, "It's a journey. I remember when I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was going to fix all of my problems, and it didn't." Justin said, it's just kind of was a reflection of like, man, you're a bit of a hypocrite, man. You want your wife to do something that you're not doing, and it's like, it's hard sometimes to look in the mirror and really have to realize, man, maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought you were. He continued to say, and that's just a result of trauma and life circumstances. Justin, he's known to have a temper, both with fans, paparazzi, and strangers. Justin has actually hit at least 2 different photographers. Back in 2016, when Justin Bieber went on tour in Barcelona, Spain, a fan ran up to his car and actually stuck his hand in the window. The singer then instantly punched the fan in the face, making his lip bleed. Now, back then, the video of the incident was caught on camera. One time, Justin was involved also in a verbal altercation with paparazzi outside his Park Lane hotel. In the footage, the 19-year-old is seen pushing a member of the press out of the way as he climbs into a waiting car. Now, the pops, yell at him, and this causes Justin to exit the car and confront the cameraman. His bodyguards held Justin back and got back in the vehicle and drove away. There are actually a lot of videos of Justin yelling at the paparazzi. In 2015, Justin was ordered by a court to complete 12 anger management classes after he pled no contest to vandalism charges in 2014. Justin was charged with the misdemeanor, after he basically egged his former Calabasas, California neighbor's home and caused more than $800,000 in damages. That's a lot. Justin has also long battled Ramsay Hunt syndrome and first revealed his diagnosis to the public in 2022. The condition is a form of face paralysis caused by, reactivation of the shingles, which is like, chicken pox or like herpes, virus in the facial nerves. It presents kind of near either ear. Now, the virus can potentially be reactivated due to aging, other illnesses, or severe stress. Now, we all know that Justin has gone through a lot of stress due to fame, so that actually could be what caused his illness. And finally, we have the fact that Justin is just as obsessed with Selena as Hailey is. Hailey is known to outright just copy Selena, but Justin is a secret lurker himself. At Coachella 2019, DJ Snake was a performer. He had surprise guests, which included Selena. Now, days after the performance, Hailey and Justin posted a video of them looking at an article where they misspelt Justin's last name. He was complaining about that, but you could see his search history to the side. And what were they caught Googling? Selena's Coachella performance outfit. Not the performance, but like the actual outfit. Why would they look this up? Who knows? Honestly, it's weird. Then there's also the fact that Justin has a tattoo of Selena and refuses to get it covered up. Demi Moore is up first. Hollywood loves a comeback story, and Demi has made her biggest comeback yet. Now, plastic surgeons have revealed the secrets of the celebrities who've, had the biggest glow-ups in recent years, and after being mocked over plastic surgery rumors in January 2021, Demi Moore, who's 62, was widely praised for her age-defying and wrinkle-free look at the Golden Globes this month, where she won Best Actress in a Motion Picture. Demi took home the first acting award of her career in January 2025, winning the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy for her role in the horror film The Substance. Now, she played a former A-list star who took a black market substance to regain her youthful looks, only to discover horrifying side effects. The star revealed how she could relate to the character because of her own body image issues. She said in an interview interview, I placed a lot of value on what my body looked like as being, a defining marker of whether I belonged or not, whether I could succeed or not. Demi Moore, has publicly admitted to a few cosmetic procedures. However, there's no way to know for sure what she has done, but based on her results, here's what procedures she may have recently had, according to a plastic surgeon named Dr. Ewan. So facelifts and neck lifts, which are two relatively invasive treatments that deliver long-lasting results. Both procedures help, tighten the skin, eliminate wrinkles, and remove unwanted fat in stubborn areas. While Demi Moore has not publicly admitted to getting either procedure, there are some signs of total facial rejuvenation. Her appearance is more youthful, defined, and contoured, so her skin also looks tighter, and she has no, noticeable fine lines or deep wrinkles. A blepharoplasty removes sagging skin above the eyelids and under eye bags. The procedure provides, permanent, long-lasting results and eliminates aging or sagging eyelids. After the procedure, patients look more awake and well-rested. Demi Moore's eye area appears to be smoother and more contoured than years before. Not only does she not have, under eye bags, dark circles, or wrinkles in that area, but she also looks more awake. These adjustments to her appearance suggest she's recently had that procedure done. These cosmetic procedures help, lessen the appearance of forehead wrinkles and frown lines as well, helping individuals achieve just a smoother, crease-free appearance. Demi Moore already has a very naturally well-defined, bone structure. A brow or forehead lift could have helped enhance her natural features, making her cheekbones more prominent. Her eyebrows also seem slightly raised, helping her achieve a more awake-looking appearance. Facial contouring using fillers and fat grafting can also help achieve a more sculpted appearance. Demi Moore may use, fillers and fat grafting to achieve high, well-defined cheekbones. Her appearance is notably more balanced, and just in previous years. She also seems to have contouring around her cheeks, jawline, and nose. Botox as well is presumed. Demi Moore, possibly uses Botox to maintain a youthful appearance and prevent new wrinkles from actually forming. Her complexion looks smoother than in previous years, but she doesn't look like she uses too much to maintain her appearance. Botox is all about finding the perfect amount to achieve next level results. Demi Moore's lips also look fuller than in previous years, which suggests, that she may have had some lip filler added as well. Dr. Ewan also suggested that Christina Aguilera has had some work done. From the moment she first set foot on stage, Christina Aguilera added a touch of magic to the world. As time has passed, she has, continually wowed audiences with her incredible vocal talents, business deals, and evolving looks. Most recently, though, the pop artist, has appeared on stage and on social media looking very young, very skinny, and more gorgeous than ever, to be honest. I mean, with such dramatic changes in such a short period of time, there's widespread speculation about what may be behind the 43-year-old's fresh face glow and trim physique. Seemingly, everyone is sharing an opinion on the visible shifts, from fans and industry people to medical professionals. But Dr. Ewan said that Aguilera has likely undergone a facelift to sculpt her cheekbones and smooth the lines between, her nose and lips. She has also likely undergone filler there, as well as, filler to her lips. And there are also suggestions that she used a weight loss supplement like Ozempic, although, she denies this, of course. Despite people's opinions, Christina has not openly discussed, the specifics, of her metamorphosis. However, the combination of a sleeker face and apparent weight loss has fueled a lot of speculation about whether it's plastic surgery, whether it's cosmetic procedures, or, again, Ozempic rumors. Yet everyone seems to agree on one thing: she looks amazing. At times, Christina has appeared to have like a pillow face, kind of a puffy, overfilled look, often associated with the overuse of dermal fillers. However, in 2024, the pop artist's smoother, tighter skin suggests that, she shifted from traditional fillers to other treatments such as Sculptra or Radiesse. Now, Sculptra is a dermal filler offering minimally invasive, long-lasting skin rejuvenation by triggering the body's own own collagen production. Sculptra injections create, firmer, plumper skin over time, and Radiesse adds volume while prompting collagen production. So unlike gel-based fillers, Radiesse consists of microscopic calcium hydropaxitite particles in a water-based solution and is typically well tolerated. Now, non-invasive treatments may account for much of Christina Aguilera's 2024 transformation. However, subtle facial, changes hint a bit that's possible it might be plastic surgery interventions, such as a facelift or eyelid surgery. Christina Aguilera's weight loss in 2024 has sparked a lot of speculation that the pop star may have used, again, Ozempic to achieve her very skinny physique. Now, many industry people have weighed in on how this type of weight loss can reshape your body image. Beyond her status, as a pop icon, Christina Aguilera has created a buzz in the public eye on platforms like TikTok, where users speculate about her weight loss and how she achieved her new look. Yet Christina seems to, be simply embracing life and her new appearance. So Christina actually told Glamour magazine, "Other people's opinions are not my business." Bad Bunny isn't safe from this plastic surgery secrets being revealed either. One of the most dramatic celebrity transformations debuted in recent years is his. Bad Bunny's plastic surgery rumors have been a subject of curiosity in recent years. While he hasn't confirmed any procedures, speculations about his appearance have surfaced over time. Now, his fans claim he looks a little different now, and they have pointed to possible lip fillers and nose reshaping as potential, alterations. Aged at just 30 years old, plastic surgeons say the rapper may have received filler in his lips and jawline to augment his facial features, as well as a nose job. Now, in case you don't know, Bad Bunny is a successful rapper and one of the most popular reggaeton artists. His album Un Verano Sin Ti was the most streamed globally in 2022 and has won several awards, including 3 Grammys. He was born in 1994 and raised in Puerto Rico. He has 2 younger brothers and was raised in the Catholic Church. Now, he attended church weekly with his mother and sang in the choir, actually. He later developed an interest, in artists he listened to on the radio, particularly Hector Lavoe and Daddy Yankee. The Bad Bunny stage name was actually birthed when Benito was forced to wear a bunny costume and was really angry about it. So, did Bad Bunny have a nose job? It's challenging to confirm this rumor, but many sources and plastic surgeons claim that the rapper did in fact receive a nose job. Jawline surgery as well, lip augmentation, which, would change his facial features. Now, the circulating Bad Bunny before and after plastic surgery photos have his fans in a frenzy as they try to figure out whether or not he underwent total face surgery. The sudden change in his jawline shape has further fueled the Bad Bunny teeth surgery rumor as well. But despite all of the rumors, it's worth noting that Bad Bunny has remained silent on the matter. In addition, Bad Bunny's transformation has triggered mixed emotions among, his fans. Some admire his courage to take the risk of experimenting with his face. At the same time, others are disappointed that he may have used plastic surgery to meet unrealistic and very unhealthy societal beauty standards. I think, if he likes it, I love it. Whatever makes you happy, do you. Another celebrity who's been exposed is Kristen Wiig. She showed off her dramatic new look at the 76 Emmy Awards. Now, the 51-year-old Despicable Me 4 star, who has previously ruled out a Bridesmaids sequel, that sucks, appeared radiant on the red carpet at the Peacock Theater amid speculation about plastic surgery. Dressed in a dazzling emerald gown, the Saturday Night Live icon exudes effortless charm. The red carpet appearance comes after a plastic surgeon revealed the cosmetic procedures he believes Wiig has undergone to achieve her age-defying transformation. Dr. Johnny Betterledge, based in the UK, suggests that her transformation, which he called not possible naturally, has basically brought it down to a facelift. He also claimed that she had Botox to smooth lines in her forehead, surgery to reduce skin above the eyes, and filler in the lips to give them more volume, all contributing to her new appearance. It's not the first time the mother of 2 has been hit with speculation over surgeries. After comments, circulated online last year that she had a nose job. Speaking in a TikTok viewed nearly 100,000 times, doctor actually said, looking at her from a few years ago, we can see some of the classic signs of aging, frown and forehead lines, hutting of the upper eyelids, under eye bags, and lower face laxity, sagging skin in the lower face as well. It's definitely not possible to then look like like she does now a few years later without some non-surgical and surgical treatments. He continued, "I can see some characteristic changes to her features. The frown and forehead lines have softened from Botox, her eyes appear more open from eyelid surgery, her nose is more contoured from a rhinoplasty, and the lips have more shape and volume from filler." He was comparing a picture of the star from 2013 where she appeared at the American Film Institute Festival in Hollywood to a photo of her from 2024 on SNL. Kristen, of course, has not responded to the allegations, but she's made comments in the past that people should go ahead and do what they want to do to feel better about themselves, so that kind of answers that.
Some of Taylor Swift's musical inspirations have not been entirely impressed by the singer's not-so-romantic ballads. In 2012, John Mayer told Rolling Stone that he was embarrassed by the song Dear John after her third studio album, Speak Now, because it was kind of presumed to be about him. He said, "It made me feel terrible because I didn't deserve it." Apparently he was blindsided by the song's release. "I never got an email, I never got a phone call, I was really caught off guard." He said like Taylor was too big of an artist to stoop to what he thought was low-level songwriting. Now in response, Taylor Swift claimed to Glamour that he wasn't the track's inspiration. She's like, "How presumptuous, I never disclose who my songs are about." But he's not alone in his gripes. In an interview on the Ellen DeGeneres show, Taylor revealed that her song Forever and Always was written with Joe Jonas in mind, and apparently Joe had like called off the relationship over a brief phone call. Well, Joe took to MySpace to address his split, being like, "For those who express concern over the 27-second phone call, I called to discuss feelings with the other person. Those feelings were obviously not well received. I did not end the conversation, someone else did. Phone calls can last only as long as the person on the other end of the line is willing to talk." Well, in the summer of 2012, Taylor Swift made headlines once again for a reported whirlwind romance with Connor Kennedy, son of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Speaking to ABC News in October of that year, Taylor didn't want to comment on the relationship because she doesn't talk about her personal life in that great detail. She said, "I feel like you can share enough of your life in your music to still let people know what you're going through and how you feel, and still with all the connection." Well, the bone of contention wasn't just the 4-year age difference between the then couple, but the fact that the duo was first spotted getting cozy only a week after Kennedy had become legal. So when asked if Taylor kidnapped Kennedy by flying him out to Nashville privately, she was like, "How did I kidnap him? You can't kidnap a grown man. These are serious accusations." Well, apparently Taylor had been studying the Kennedy family prior to the relationship. Folks had a lot to say when she bought a $4.9 million beach house near the Kennedy estate in Cape Cod, allegedly just to be close to the family. And after the couple broke up, she sold the place. So when Taylor and Connor were dating, she was also accused of crashing a family wedding with him against the bride's wishes. Connor's cousin, Kyle Kennedy, was tying the knot with Liam Kerr, and Mother Victoria was like, "I didn't want Taylor in attendance." She told news outlets that apparently the couple texted her an hour before the wedding and was like, "Hey, can we come?" And she responded with a very clear, "Please do not come," and they arrived anyways. According to Victoria's account of the events, she graciously let Swift know her name, showed her the door afterwards. But Taylor apparently paid her no mind. Victoria said, "It was like talking to a ghost. She looked right past me." Jon Hamm, star of Mad Men, took part in a violent university hazing in 1990 at the University of Texas that led to criminal charges, at least according to court and school records. The incredible actor had not been previously publicly linked to a lawsuit filed by a member of a fraternal social organization who said he was severely harmed, dragged with a hammer, and had his pants lit on fire. In the 1991 lawsuit, the inductees said Hamm participated till the very end. Criminal records show that, well, he was charged with hazing and received probation, and a separate charge of harm was dismissed. That chapter of the fraternity, by the way, was permanently disbanded. A rep for Jon Hamm didn't comment on the incident when it was brought to light in 2015, and the star himself didn't give much of a comment to Esquire in a later interview. In addition to his hit piece comment, he was like bristling at the topic, and when he finally addressed it, he downplayed it as sensationalized. He literally said, "I wouldn't say it's accurate. Everything about that is sensationalized. I was accused of these things I don't do. It's so hard to get into it. I don't want to give it any more breath. It was a bummer of a thing that happened. I was essentially acquitted. I wasn't convicted of anything. I was caught up in a big situation, stupid situation, and it's an effing bummer. I moved on from it." So sure, none of the records were sealed. John wasn't famous when the incident happened, and his connection to the case didn't come to light until magazines reported on it. But the internet had opinions about how he talked about it, with one user on Twitter saying, "Jon Hamm addressing his hazing scandal in this profile is a great example of how not to sound sorry about hooking the claw end of a hammer underneath a freshman's you-know-what." Somebody else said, "Men like Jon Hamm were dangerous to be around on a college campus. Because if they thought hazing was okay, you can better believe they thought worse things were no big thing. Good men don't haze people." Men who do were trash. And that was according to Shades of Limelight. Fun fact, folks, there are more connections with mainstream Hollywood and the adult industry than you might think. Some major players such as Sylvester Stallone, Wes Craven, and Men in Black director Barry Sonnenfeld cut their teeth in the genre. It was also commonplace for many behind the camera to work interchangeably between the two worlds, sometimes using pseudonyms. So for example, cinematographer Wow Fernandez used names like Harry Flex for his adult film work, but he went under his real name for mainstream movies like Invasion USA, Friday the 13th, Final Chapter. In the early 1930s and then again in the 1940s, Joan Crawford was one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood. But before her star took off, there was a bit of a scandal that almost stopped everything. In 1923, a year before she first appeared on Broadway, Crawford reportedly starred in a movie called The Casting Couch. Now that name should give everything away, but in case you're a little bit lost, it was essentially an adult film. Crawford, trying to make ends meet and get her name out there, apparently starred in many adult movies around that time. Now she repeatedly denied her involvement, but researchers have found that sadly, she was blackmailed at the time because of the movie. Phil Lewis started his film career in the iconic 1988 comedy film Heathers. That movie centers around a slew of, crazy crimes, and that would become all too relevant to Lewis in just a few years. In 1991, at the age of 23, Lewis was arrested after accidentally taking the life of a woman with his car. The amount of fun fluids in his system was over 3 times the legal level, which even his own defense attorney called extraordinarily high. Lewis claimed he was unable to remember anything for nearly 10 hours leading up to the accident, which was deemed possible due to his extreme level of intoxication. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but was reduced to just 1 after he spent much of his sentence working with a prison-based theater troupe that highlighted the consequences of that kind of crime. Now, despite these rough years as a young man, he continued to land guest roles in shows such as Married with Children, Boy Meets World, and then got that lead role on Sweet Life, which we all know him from. Uma Thurman said that Quentin Tarantino both hand necklaced her and spit on her for different shots for different moments in the films Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction, and Tarantino confirmed these allegations but defended the reasoning behind them. Now, Thurman has said that Tarantino also pushed her into doing a dangerous stunt that ended in a serious car accident, and these are all things that I think should be talked about more. Tippi Hedren was Alfred Hitchcock's most iconic leading lady. Under his direction, she went from being a model to a respected actress, but unfortunately he wanted a little more than to just direct her on screen. He was reportedly quite obsessed with her and made a number of unwanted advances, which she rejected. She said, "He stared at me and simply said, as if it was the most natural thing in the world, that from that time on, he expected her to make herself available and accessible to him, however and whenever and wherever he wanted." Now, when Tippi tried to get out of her contract with him, he threatened to ruin her career, and then he followed through on his threat. Because he had her under contract, he was able to keep her on the payroll without actually employing her. He made sure to turn down any film offers that came in from any studios. Looking back, she has a pretty good attitude about the situation, saying he ruined my career but didn't ruin my life. That time when my life was over, and I still admire the man for who he was, but yikes. The Kennedy curse spares no man. Senator Ted Kennedy, younger brother of President John F. Kennedy, was driving over a bridge with politician Mary Jo Kopechne in 1969 when the car leaped over the barrier and sank into the ocean. And while Kennedy was able to swim to safety, Mary Jo didn't make it. Once Kennedy made it back to his hotel, he waited till morning to call the police and report the crash. It is thought that maybe Mary Jo could have survived if help had arrived sooner rather than wait the 9 hours. Why did he do this? Well, he didn't want to get in trouble with the law, so he waited until the morning when he had sobered up. Some folks think that maybe the entire incident was an attempt to take the life of Mary Jo for unknown reasons. Which, like, jeepers.